Johnson. Come to
Which are the purple and the black.
Hello there. What you'll hear next may astonish, disturb, and provoke you. Know that the events, characters, and conversations are not real. They are imaginary, concocted for the purpose of release and entertainment. Interpret accordingly.
Good morning, it's Greg and Don back again with the Boxcar Buddies. We are here in a laundromat getting our clothes clean as we go to the Hobo Ball Part 2. We were invited. It's held at Lincoln Park Zoo. We are getting so ready. I am wearing a shirt from Freddy. It won't come off.
Well, it's because it's a cummerbund is attached at the middle there, and there goes the button. Well,
that's fine. You know what?
Freddy knew what the risks.
Here's the thing. If you leave a little bit of chest open with a little bit of hair sticking out,
yeah,
you look fresh.
Yeah, you do. You got some moonlight coming through now. It's reflecting. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Hey, get out of here! Get away from that! Close. We gotta close the window of the laundromat here.
Yeah,
Holy
so many spare
coyotes.
spare dogs.
There's
and
just coyotes and strays. Like, what are they doing around here? What are we doing around here, Greg? We're doing our clothes because as two homeless bros in Chicago, we have nowhere else to do our laundry, and that's who we are. Hey,
yeah,
how's it going?
How's it going, everybody? We're at the laundromat.
Yeah.
Closed doors.
Right.
Boxcar Buddies.
That's right. I'm Don.
Striking back.
It's
me, Greg,
and we're hanging again because that's what we like to do. We just chill out and we try to get some food.
What do you think you would get when listening to a podcast? You turn it on and all of a sudden just like, oh God, oh you're pulling my entrails out, oh you're fucking my toenails, ah!
Some are probably like that. I don't know. We can't listen to all of them.
I heard that last podcast that's on the left. They do that
one.
A lot.
Oh,
yeah.
Izquierda. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he totally just screams like as soon as it starts open, he just goes, ah!
Jarring. It's like those commercials where the advertiser's like yelling at you, actually yelling to try and call you to action, but that really is kind of a put off to me.
Yeah, a little bit. He's kind of like, what's that comedian's name? Sam Kinison? Something like that?
Yeah, Sam Kinison.
Yeah. And he just screaming, just, oh! Yeah. You just do that a bunch of times, and everyone loves you.
And look like a big man baby, and you're popular.
I mean, I already look like a big man baby.
You do.
Which is why I'm dappering it up today.
True, and I gotta say, I think the cummerbund and also the pocket square. I really didn't expect you to go as far as the pocket square.
I
that's
thought
nice.
I thought about bringing it up just one more level. My last design wasn't the talk of the town.
No.
I did show up in just a trash bag.
Yeah, I know. That was a trash bag that did have some snacks in it, which I remember nobody really appreciated, except for me, because I always appreciate the snacks.
Exactly.
That,
I just walk over and reach into my pouch. You may find some Chex Mix.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about my testicles.
No, and he wasn't. There were actually the little wafers and the little cross crackers and then the rye chips. I was like, this is a great day. But anyway, Greg and I were about to head to the part 2 of the homeless ball, but we needed to wash our pants because we got into a fight outside this hot dog cart, and we both got covered in mustard, and we were just arguing with the guy because he was really getting stingy on the relish, and then he started harping on the fact that we weren't paying, and I was like, okay, we have a ball to go to, so let's get this going. Long story short, mustard all over both of our pants. We had to come to the laundromat, which is where we are now, and we're just waiting for our pants to be done in the background here. This very special laundromat in this area of town, Greg stumbled upon it years ago. The coin slot is permanently jammed in, so this coin-operated laundry machine needs no coins.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
it's free cleaning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I could see why it went out of business. Mm-hmm. But the good thing is, amazingly, there's still power because I think there's like an apartment complex upstairs.
Yeah.
And what do they care? They get access to this free laundry machine all the time.
Absolutely.
So why don't we use it?
Yeah, and for judging by the screams we've been hearing coming from up there, I'm sure they seem to be occupied. You know, let's just say.
Yeah, they're busy.
They're not going to notice what we're doing down here.
No, they're probably playing like some Spider-Man or something.
Ooh, that seems to be the
really
thing.
Excited.
That seems to be the thing this week. Everybody's on that PlayStation Spider-Man game. Seems like a lot of fun.
Except us.
I know, and that's not what we're going to talk about, either of us, Greg. Greg and I do like to talk about content, sometimes being video games, other times movies or music or books, anything that we can use
Life
to sort
events,
of... Yeah,
friendships.
anything. Even occasionally... some news, recipes, or sports. Very rarely, but it does come up. All of those things serve as a springboard for Greg and I to launch ourselves out of the shitty current situation we are in our reality.
Into a pool of goodness.
Yes, exactly. A fun, make-believe forest that we can just flounce around in.
Yeah, because reality sucks. As soon as we walk out that door, we have to
Cold.
deal with a lot of nastiness before we get to the ball.
Cold, biting, hatred. Just haters out there. City full of haters.
Yeah. Everyone's hating on us.
They do. They
You know
do.
why? Because we look so good. And
That's-
I gotta say,
it's
you
jealous.
look good.
Well, thank you, man. I thought the top hat would be, something special.
It's a nice touch. I do like that the top isn't all the way sewed to the top, so
No.
it's kind of like sticking out.
It's got the soup can thing going
yeah,
on.
you've got like the Charles Dickinson thing.
Absolutely, and I love that because what it's going to let me do is I'm going to be able to hide things in there throughout the evening. There's supposed to be some good hors d'oeuvres. Bonnie said she's going to be bringing some of her brownies. Steve said he was going to bring some of his cheese. He always brings the Cheez-Its, which I love.
I mean, Steve, it's the Cheez-Its.
He's got them. That's what he always does, and that's the joke that he always tells. It's like, all right, we got it.
Steve has got the Cheez-Its.
Oh, great,
Like,
great.
we're great, Mr. It's.
Really funny, yeah. It is actually his last name, which is cool. But so yeah, I'll be throwing that stuff in there, and then the suspenders as well. I thought those were sort of. I like them because when the button and clasp both don't work on the pants that you have, guess what keeps them up? Suspenders.
Gravity.
Yeah. Gravity's the enemy in this situation.
No, that's true.
It would be the bully that pantses me in front of the ball.
Yeah, and then you would trip on them because your pants are like giving you one last like ha ha.
Yep.
It's so restrictive normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they would have the last laugh and probably slink away onto a more worthy person to wear them. Yeah.
They would slide underneath the bleachers and
Yeah.
wait until another unsuspecting pantsless soul comes by before
They came from beneath the bleachers.
they came. And so did I.
We need to clean up
In movie theaters this Friday
the
at
old
the
timey.
Grand Picture Box Studios.
Those old timey movies, you really can't beat them, man. Those are fun stuff.
Yeah, that's the pure B classic.
Speaking of other fun stuff, Greg, I want to launch into what I watched this past week.
Oh, yeah?
I was introduced, not personally, but just to their content, to their material.
From outside their window.
Yes, exactly. And they never saw me. But yeah, I was introduced to the stand-up material of comedian Tom Segura.
That's a good pick.
Yes. I had never been introduced to his stuff before, had never heard of him. And then as I looked into him, I realized that's not a terrible thing because apparently he's only been active since 2007. So just about 11 years from when we're recording this now. But in that time, he's put together, I think, 5 or 6 stand-up specials, the most recent of which on Netflix is Disgraceful, I believe. And that's the 2018 one.
It's the one where he's got a real smug face, but it's way skinnier than the other one.
That's exactly right. It's a little smug, but it's because he did drop 50 pounds between his last special, mostly stories, and this past one. So in 2 years. And it's like, and he mentions that a little bit. He tells a couple of jokes about it. But it's like, hey, like 50 pounds, nothing to sneeze at for sure.
No,
But,
it's not.
Some people do sneeze at it, though.
Well,
which I
that's
think
because
is
they're
rude.
allergic to fat coins.
True, and it keeps them skinny, I suppose, like being allergic to the fatness.
Yeah, they're sneezing the fat out. Did you know that sneezing makes you lose 350 calories?
No, I did not.
Why do you think I force myself to sneeze all the time?
You do?
I
do
just
that.
stick my fingers right up the nostrils and give it a little.
Okay. Okay, bro. All right, well, you don't use the pocket square for that now.
But-
you don't do that.
That's the reason I got it.
No, you have to keep it tucked in there. There you go. Yeah, run away with it, you freaky little creature. There are some creatures.
Why would you want my nose goo?
I don't know. It's a rat. What is it? It's like a rat. It looked like a rat with like vulture legs. Did you see that? Like the back legs there?
Ugh.
Some claws on that
Some
thing.
kind of like chimera thing?
Like a raptor rat, like a bird of prey. Yeah. But anyway, though, I was introduced to Tom Segura by the Stony Island Feeder. Actually, he was showcasing in his den down around the Bishop Ford area where that meets the Dan Ryan. He was showcasing Tom Segura's catalog of material. I came there after he had shown the first 2, and I was like, hey. hey, I found this half-eaten box of Hamburger Helper by the side of the highway. Here's my offering to you. Can I please hang around?
Did he make you do the ritual?
Of course, he always does that. He was like, "All right, get down," and I was like, "Okay."
Made you put on the hula skirt and Hawaiian punch hat.
Exactly. He's like, "Shake faster!" And I was like, and I'm just like, Jesus, like it's Luo, like you mean it. I want to feel the flames on that peg. I want to smell it. And I was like, oh, Stoney. Okay, and he always gets really amped up like that. So, I did the ritual, and then right after that, he was like, all right, get up, you've done it now, sit here. And he fed me some of the Hamburger Helper, which was nice. And he put on the third of Tom Segura's specials, which was 2014, titled Completely Normal, I believe.
That's a good special.
It is, of the three that I've seen of his, it's my favorite. I just found it to be well-rounded, loved the material. The introduction to him as a whole, like of his style, his delivery. He's not he has a couple of voices. He's not a comedian that does like a ton that's all over the map with voices, but the ones that he has, he uses very efficiently. Like I thought it's like watching like a boxer who's good with a jab. Like he really kind of put it in at the right points on certain punchlines, and like that was really good. And
he's really sharp.
Yeah.
He's his comedic style, he's super dry, but at the same time, he's kind of like, I don't know, he gives off like that scumbag kind of like impression. I think the best word to describe him would be like sludge.
Sludge. Yeah, exactly.
Because
he's got this big gray salt and peppery beard kind of a thing. He's got this
pretty deep bassy voice.
Gravelly.
And whenever he does impressions, he always gets deeper and gravelier. When he talks, like the bit about the old man on the flight.
Yes.
Attica. Come on.
Exactly.
When I try to move my leg, it just rips my ball sacks out of my taint.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, one of those that Tom Segura does is the old, like that, an old man kind of thing like that. Or whenever he jumps into like a character that's like distasteful, like somebody where he's just, like you're being like a gross person. Yeah. He's always like, I don't know. And it's like, oh, okay. So, but he, what's cool, another thing that I like about him is that not obviously comedians don't recycle jokes in specials like you're not supposed to, but one thing that Tom Segura does interestingly is that he doesn't recycle jokes, but he references a character of his doctor, like his physician that he goes to see. And I saw him I heard him reference him in two of the specials that I watched. And it was just like, I thought that was really cool because it was like by the most recent special, Disgraceful, the 2018 one, he brings up his doctor before telling any kind of a joke. He's just like, so I went to see my doctor. And like the audience is already applauding because they're anticipating the funny story that's about to come just by him bringing up his doctor.
I mean, that's what happens when you become like a big enough comedian. Once you say that one reference, then immediately
they know where it's going. Yeah.
I mean, you've seen a blue collar comedy tour.
I've never seen nothing of the sort. You understand? I've never seen nothing like that.
Finish her up.
You might be redneck. Yeah, so
that's the sound of Jeff Foxworthy slowly deflating.
If you were to string together the years of blue collar comedy tour and just scrunch them into like a YouTube thing, and you were to watch all of it, that is what you would see. You would see a slow deflation of a Jeff Foxworthy until he's just a skin pile with a mustache.
Well, I feel like
shouting about rednecks.
Well, that's because like 3 of the 4 of them have to rely completely on big dumb catchphrases. When Ron White is just like, I got a catchphrase, but I'm too drunk to give a shit.
Totally, yeah. And he just keeps puffing on his cigar, and everyone's like, "Oh, you have to die soon."
Stand-up comedians.
Totally. Yeah, that blue collar thing. That was a fun fad, huh?
That was great.
Yeah,
that small fad.
Fuck you, small fad.
Fuck you, fads.
I didn't order you.
What do you think is the next big comedy fad? We're in the like Disney Channel fad. Where like, I don't know, like all those famous teenagers are now becoming adults.
I know.
Fucking Pauls.
The Pauls. What a horrible name to go by. But yeah. Oh, anyway,
what do you think is next? It's got to be either a culture or a race where it's just this big obnoxious fad.
Right.
of like, this is our stick.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it now. I think the next big comedy fad is just going to be nerds.
Oh,
nerd comedy.
I suppose so. That might be. Well, wait a minute. What about? I think nerd comedy, the way that it was manufactured, it was like Big Bang Theory, right? Like that's
No, we're not doing like. I'm talking about like fucking like
good nerd
actual
comedy.
nerds, not the blackface of nerds.
Right. I know. Yeah. The Roseanne kid and Sheldon. Yeah, exactly. I know.
Ugh.
It was no. I know that's horrible. It is going off the air now, so finally they'll stop that like cookie cutter glorifying of like fake nerds.
Here's the joke. We scream references. That's
right.
the joke.
Star Wars.
Hey, we're gonna play table tennis. You're the Thundercats and we're the Decepticons.
Lord of the Rings.
That's
CBS. Thanks a lot.
I think true nerd comedy is going to be coming up.
Possibly.
Right before dry, like, beaten down comedians have their one last final
hurrah
fuck you.
Before the crushing of comedy.
Yeah,
occurs.
like I'm looking at like Dave Chappelle and Tom Segura and all these other like super dry wit comedians just giving one last big like fuck you
right
before
and then
they move on.
Yeah, and go on to all jump onto a cruise ship together or like go
you know
onto
what?
an island.
You know what? Maybe the next fad is, I don't know, like chronic masturbators.
Ah.
Yeah, that's how Louis C.K. can make his way back.
Come see my FAP special.
That dude, oh, man, did you see
Louis.
that he tried to come back? Like he
Oh, I read that he was like doing shows again, but
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about him. No.
I can only imagine the audience just being like, go away.
Oh, I didn't think it was you. We want our money back. Actually, we don't keep it. Just let us out of here.
You know what? They're doing that same exact thing you're doing, like the clenched face, like your chin is forming into your chest.
The turtleneck.
That's
right?
like how cringed you are. You're like, oh no. Oh.
Yeah. You're frozen. Oh. You're frozen, waiting to dodge any fluids that might come off the stage, courtesy of Mr. CK.
It's like hearing that one friend say something accidentally racist, and you're like,
"Ooh, who's going to be the one to correct him?"
Someone's. If we all do it loud enough, then he'll notice. Ooh.
So yeah. That's what
it's
Louis
a competition who could fringe more.
That's what Louis C.K. can look forward to from his audiences from now on. A chorus of cringing audience members as it gets louder and louder, crescendoing into like
It's got peaks and valleys.
Yeah, it's like a chorus, like crickets, like an insect thing. And all of a sudden he's just like driven off the stage. That's probably what's going to happen, I think. At one
Fingers
of the shows.
crossed. You know what? If that does happen, I hope one of you, our friendos, has a phone camera on you and videotapes it.
Please do.
I would love to see a whole audience just going,
Would love that. That's what you got to do. That's how you got to, elbow him off the stage right there. It's like, I don't agree with you, sir.
That's when the giant cane comes out and is like, let's get you away from any hallways with any doors that lead to just one single room.
Right. Get out of the light there, Sonny.
Yeah.
So anyway,
go away, you creeper.
But one comedian who does not have to go away is Tom Segura. I really like what he's got going on. Again, I was reading his page. I didn't realize he's married to a comedian. She's actually been in the game like 10 years longer than he has. I think she started in like 97. So like it just I find that concept of like a couple made up of comedians, like that's just so cool to me. Like
look at Danny DeVito and his ex-wife. They were
Rhea
comedians.
Perlman. Yeah,
exactly. Power couples.
They were power
There's that
couples.
There's that other Netflix like comedy special. I forget the name of the comedians, but they're married.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know their names either.
And the wife is like recently pregnant, so like she wasn't in her like third trimester. She was like, I guess like second. She was halfway done baking.
Okay, yeah, sure. Still had another like 4.5 months
so she had
go.
she had a little lump, but it wasn't big enough to be like, ooh, you got a child in there.
Right. Always tough to tell, man. Like sometimes their lumps will be huge, and it's like, yeah, I'm like 3 months along.
Some people ask me, they're like, how far have you come? And I'm like,
they do.
I got to tell you, 27 years.
And you have. Exactly. That's how far you've come.
That is how far I've come.
Mm-hmm. That's a good answer. And yeah, if your question is what should I be watching this evening, and I'm in the mood for comedy, a good answer would be Tom Segura. Check him out on Netflix.
The man is great. I love his dry wit. I love his big, fat, bulbous head.
Yep, he's just got that great combination of somebody like what he does on stage. It's entertaining. He takes you for the ride, and you don't check out of it. You know, it's some comedians lose you at some points. He's very good at keeping people engaged in what he's saying.
And Mostly Stories, I think, has one of the best like opening like bits before the stand-up special starts, when he's just walking along in the city. He's just like, I love the city.
Right.
When he's like interacting with people who are like fucking fighting or just weirded out by him.
Yeah.
He's like in that shop with the Asian guy.
Yeah, who's speaking like a totally different language.
I think he's speaking Korean, and he's yelling at him. He's like, what the fuck are you doing in here, fatso?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, I like wontons too.
Right. He's mistakenly trying to relate to the guy. Yeah. The whole opening is like Tom Segura just glorifying how great LA is, while around him the whole city's like shitting on him, and he's just like not noticing it.
He's walking through the hood, and the two guys are like, what the fuck is up, fatso?
Right. You got pancake titties. I see him. Yeah. No, it is good. It's a good opening.
It's a great special.
So I will check out his first two specials. I haven't seen those yet, but the three that are on Netflix, Completely Normal, Mostly Stories, and Disgraceful, all worth your time. Definitely check those out.
Dang.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I had fun. And then, I let the hamburger helper settle a little bit. I had to help Stoney remove someone who was not... They had, they'd come around and they weren't offering anything. So, of course, he was just like, Ray, come here. We got to get this guy out of here. And I was like, all right, let's go. And then I was like, I'll follow your lead. And he was just like, all right. You fucking ingrate! I was responsible for tugging the person. Stoney actually shut the door while him and I were both out there. So he kind of helped me vacate the place. And then also
it was his kindly
way
way of saying, go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and which, that's typical him, very efficient with stuff like that. Yeah. So I won't hold it against him. Next time I have some spare food, I'm going over there anyway. But what did you get into this past week?
Yes. So I've been around town. So
I'm going to transfer the clothes real quick. Actually, into the dryer.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. Yeah. Make sure to throw in lots and lots of bleach.
Okay.
Just make it extra white.
Extra bleach.
Extra bleach.
It's in the Parmesan cheese container, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's where I've been keeping it safe.
Okay.
Just really shake it in there. Yeah, it's like Comet. Yeah, just keep going. You know what? Just fuck it. Throw the whole can in there.
Yeah, there we go.
Hell yeah. Slam dunk it. That shit is going to be shiny.
Toasty, too, I think. Can't wait for it to be done.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a good ball.
Yeah, so in any case, what have I been up to? Well, I accidentally broke the bed at the free clinic.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that was your spot for a while.
I was practicing. I was helping the killer whale practice.
Of course,
yeah. My new friend, the masked wonder, the killer whale. He's the wrestler with one arm and sharp teeth
and the luchador mask. Yeah,
and he makes all these whale puns. Yeah, he's like, I'm having a whale of a tail, and then he. He elbow dropped right into the bed and just smashed it.
Oh, he was in your basement?
Yeah, he needed a place to practice, and I was like, there's this big place to practice. So, you guys are
really close. It seems like.
I mean, we're starting to get there. I'm starting a friendship with him.
Okay.
Maybe see if, he could take me around to all these wrestling things. It sounds like a cool thing. I mean,
it could be.
He's really good at what he does. I mean,
yeah?
If you've really seen him do like an elbow drop, and he punches real hard.
Yeah?
Yeah, like he smacks some dude, and I swear it sounds like a steel beam is just being crushed.
Like a clang?
Bong!
Whoa!
Yeah, it's really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's a really cool dude, but he broke the bed. Just got smashed.
Kill a whale.
Wood everywhere, and the spring mattress was just ripped to pieces. Just, springs and feathers everywhere.
Sure.
Freak was really mad at me, so I said I would make it up to him. I'd go to a mattress firm. I'd use my own money.
Whoa.
And get a bed.
Did you really? You promised him that.
I promised him.
I got you.
I fulfilled the promise of getting a bed.
Nice.
Yeah, so I show up at this mattress firm that's in Avondale. It's not too far away from like that Belmont Blue Line.
Right.
Just a little bit of a walkies.
Middle of the north side of the city.
Yeah, it's around like Belmont and Milwaukee, somewhere around there. Crashed in there, and I'm like, hey, I want a bed. Reach for the sky.
Yo.
But there was no one in the building. It was completely empty.
What?
And usually there's always just one guy at a mattress firm.
Yeah.
There's always one mattress guy that like wants to show you the videos he's making for the Facebook page, or just be like, hey, you know, I'm really trying to throw things out here for mattress firm.
Yeah, and lay on the bed next to you when you're trying it out.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, I have a SoundCloud if you want to listen to help you get to sleep. You know, I've heard that my beats have been told to make you real snoozy.
That's
but
a compliment, I guess.
I go in, and there's nobody, but, like, the back door was open. So I'm kind of just like...
And there's still beds everywhere?
There's beds everywhere. So I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, hello? I'm here to buy you a bed. Hello? So
Nice.
I keep going down the hallway. I'm double-checking anything. And who do I run into? Our good friend, the man in black, the one and only Rave Man.
Rave Man! He shows up at the bed store.
Yeah.
That would be why there wasn't anybody in the store, right?
And he had this giant mattress with him. Okay. Red. Just deep crimson red bed.
Sounds lovely.
I was like, that is a beautiful bed.
Yeah, nice shade.
He pulled out one of his box cutters. He thought I was like, I don't know, like another worker there, just like trying to steal his bed from him.
Ugh.
And then when he saw my face, he was like, oh,
it's you.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see who it is.
Okay. So he recognized you.
Yeah, he
you
recognized
guys
me.
You guys
Like,
are cool.
I'm cool with Rave Man.
I think, yeah, you guys have a history for sure.
He seems to not be bothered when, you know, I just want to listen to his music.
Right?
Speaking of which, he was jamming, dude.
He does have an extensive library.
He has a very
tunes.
large library of music.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he's always got a player on him, like at all times.
I think he was listening to Justice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
It's some French, like, electric house band.
Justice.
It's very much like Daft Punk.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Like it's like modern-day Daft Punk. It's millennial Daft Punk.
Cool.
But in any case, he's just like, what are you doing here? Why would you come to this bed store? And I was like, because I need a new bed.
Right, duh.
And I was like, what about that bed? Can I have that bed?
The crimson one?
It comes with shoes, because there were shoes sticking out of it.
Oh, wow, that's fun. That's an interesting touch.
And he goes, no, you cannot have that bed. This is my bed. I was like, okay, that's fine.
He probably needed one, too. Why else would he be there?
I mean, the guy had like 6 or 7 bags with him. Just a bunch of shit.
Do you have a truck or a vehicle nearby? Or
yeah,
anything?
he said he had a car parked out back, and he's like, I really have to move this bed into my car, so I can actually, you know, go on the road. I'm very tired.
Sure.
I was like, yeah, sure, but he goes, tell you what, I know something that will make you happy. Let's make a deal. He opens up one of those bags, and he's got a PS4 in there.
Whoa!
And I was like, what do you got,
man?
And I was like, why you got this? He's like, I'm on the road all the time. You know, gotta keep raving.
Sure.
So in any case, he's like, if you help me carry this bed into my car, we can hook this up, and I don't know, we just chill for a little bit, just until things die down, until things get cool. And I was like, you know, it's starting to get cool outside, but it feels even cooler when I'm around you, because you send shivers up my spine.
He do.
He's a scary man, but you know what?
The eye. A lot of white in those eyes, man.
I don't know why he wanted that bed, though. It was so sticky.
Really?
It was just sticky. Like, I thought the red was, like, part of the fabric. It was just sticky redness.
Well, it's probably better you didn't end up with that anyway, because you don't want to be sleeping in that.
Yeah, I don't want to be sleeping in red. And I was like, why do you want,
peel yourself away from it
I was like,
in the morning?
it seems like you're going to be, like, really... You're like peeling yourself, like really cracking off these little red chips off you every day. And he's like, don't worry about it. I can handle it.
Yeah, it's to each their own. You know,
my clothes are waterproof. I don't sweat.
Wow.
It's fine.
I've never seen him sweat.
Neither have I.
That actually makes sense.
I've seen him dance. He
really?
moves. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He whips out the box cutters, and when he's in a room with at least 6 or 7 other men, like, he leaves them all on the floor, and he's just boogieing.
Wow.
He's just
some
slicing
sweet
through.
moves,
like the wind.
Dude, I want to watch this.
You have to see him with his hands.
Underneath.
I've seen him with box cutters, and I'm like, why aren't you doing that with nightsticks, man? You would be killer.
Yeah, the visuals would be a lot cooler, sure.
Yeah. Actually, he started going by the Rave Man now. He never really told me his name, and he's like, actually, I've been using that on my my business card.
No, it's perfect. I think
it's a great name.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, man, you got a good taste in music and you're a good dancer.
Yeah.
Why would you not be called the Rave Man?
Puts on a show.
like-
You know.
It's actually worked in my business. It's actually made me much more wanted.
Oh.
Yeah.
I suppose that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like also wanted by other figures,
Oh.
higher figures.
Like money.
Yeah. And
That's
like
good.
The president? He's like, maybe.
Whoa.
Maybe one day.
This is serious. Well,
Yeah,
he's got
moving
goals.
he's moving up his corporate ladder of dancing. So
This is good. Good for
I help
Rafe,
him.
man.
I help him throw the bed into his car, and he seems really content with himself. He laughed like really hard. I never heard him laugh like until then. It was like a ho 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 ho.
Really?
Yeah, like really broken up weird laugh.
Like not rhythmic. Like that.
No. And I was like, you would think that a man that dances so well would have a rhythmic dance, but it's sporadic. It's all over the place.
Weird. Strange laughing is
Yeah.
just that always is a turn off.
Yeah, but in any case, he tapped me on the shoulder and he goes, "Come, let's go up. Let's go upstairs.
Nice.
I have something fun that you may enjoy." So we hook up into we go into the break room, and it seems like no one else was there. And he's like, "Don't worry, it's a break. No, I saw them take a break. It's
Yeah.
fine. I was picking up my bed. They'll be back."
And who again, and like we said, it's one person who's in the store anyway.
Yeah. So in any case, he hooked it up, hands me the controller, and we start playing. And I couldn't believe he got his hands on it. Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Yakuza Kiwami 2,
The sequel to Yakuza Kiwami,
of course, and
which is the sequel to Yakuza 0.
right. Both games that you have talked about, you
Yes,
enjoy, right?
That I have been deeply enjoying.
Yeah.
This series that I have just started, and I seem to have some kind of weird, odd obsession with.
Look at Look at the connection between you and Rave Man.
He's figuring
he comes
me out.
Wow.
I was like,
great.
why did you want this? And he's like, I
That-
wanted inspiration.
that bait? He knew what bait. He was like, come on, I got Greg's coming.
I think he was waiting for me because he had
Possibly.
he had the Steelbook edition.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's got the main character and the main villain on it staring at each other.
Uh-huh.
You see their backs, and they both have like dragon tattoos. It's
Cool.
like, this is fucking dope.
Do, if they stand next to each other, do the tattoos join up into like a heart, like a dragon heart?
The dragons get close together and they start making out.
Sweet. Kiwami 2.
Kiwami 2.
Cool.
But in any case, yeah, it's Yakuza Kiwami 2. It's the continuation of the Yakuza series. This is a full-blown remake of Yakuza 2,
Oh, okay.
a PS2 classic that I actually did play a little bit of.
Okay.
It's old as hell, but it was a good time. Mm-hmm. So playing Yakuza Kiwami 2, it is a year after the events of the first game. Your best friend turned sworn enemy killed himself to protect you.
Oh, yeah.
As his redemption, he has to save his Aniki.
Oh.
That's Japanese for brother.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe it was like a meat for a sandwich or
Yeah,
something.
sure. I'd love one Aniki with a little bit of extra horseradish
Put
sauce.
some brown mustard on that. Drag that through the garden, would you?
Make sure to put chips next to it.
I can't eat a sandwich without chips.
In fact, put the chips in the sandwich. I
And
need
the-
that crunch.
Give me a pop. Give me a pop on that, too.
Hey, it's a soda.
I said pop!
I said soda. But in any case, it's been a year since those events. And poor old Kiryu is pulled right back into the lanes of...
Kiryu!
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, they scream that all the time.
Well, how could you not? How could you possibly not, knowing someone that guy?
Kazuma.
Buds. Buds for life.
Yeah.
Just with those names.
Well, I mean, it's a pun here. There, it means the dragon.
Oh. So their
Because
reaction is...
Ryu stands for dragon.
They're probably much
They're just
more
they're
reverent.
screaming it because it's like, oh fuck, your name actually means dragon.
My God, he's
That's
here.
why he's called the Dragon of Dojima.
Oh, man.
I mean, there's a reason why this dude's a fucking legend.
That's a name right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, the former head of the Yakuza clan comes to him to ask for advice about, oh fuck, there's going to be a huge war between our gang and the Omi Alliance, which is in like Kansai, Japan. That's like the boonies.
Ah, okay.
There's a huge war of Yakuza happening. We need you because you are the only person who can go toe to toe with almost every single man in Japan.
Yeah.
He dies, and because Kiryu is such a good person and a good soul, he tells his adopted daughter to go back to the orphanage for a little bit to stay safe.
Oh.
While he...
She can't have liked that.
Well, she was fine with it. 'Cause she's like, I spent my whole life there. I see no problems going back there. They know me.
Oh, that's good.
It's only been a year.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you said orphanage, I immediately was picturing like the Matilda orphanage, like with like an abusive headmaster.
No.
This is a nice orphanage.
No, this is a good orphanage.
Okay.
This is the orphanage that Kiryu was raised in as well.
Okay. Oh, well, that's
like
good.
it's family owned.
Kid Kiryu.
Like his adoptive dad owned it.
Oh, it's a family orphanage.
It's
Keeping it in the
it's
family.
passing it down to the next orphan in line.
So confusing.
But in any case, Kiryu is called back in to go to the Omi and strike a deal. However, the Omi Alliance's son, Ryuji Goda, this big fucking massive fuck you Yakuza guy, says, fuck that, I'm taking over the entire alliance and I'm going to burn your city to the fucking ground.
No.
And then Kiryu meets a cop, and your cop buddy is with you pretty much the whole time, and it turns into a love story.
Whoa.
Yes.
It's a lady cop?
And she's a lady cop.
Okay.
She's the Yakuza huntress.
Oh,
So
sexy.
She goes around pretty much taking down most Yakuzas and fucking, like, loan sharks. Just taking them down. She stole a wooden sword from this loan shark. She starts beating the ever-living shit out of him. It's like, you're resisting arrest! Ah!
Oh, man.
Smacking him a bunch.
Ruthless.
Yeah, so the game uses the same engine that the latest Yakuza game 6 used. Mm-hmm. So it plays much different than the previous games. It's still an action beat-em-up, but the ragdoll physics are turned up by 11.
Oh, man, I love some ragdoll.
You can fucking fling dudes everywhere.
Love that.
I also love that there's kind of a load times while you go into battle. How battles used to work was enemies will find you on the street and they'll just start chasing you. With Zero and Kiwami, because they use the same engine, like it would turn into like its own kind of like little circle, and you'd have to go through like this cutscene of like them trying to punch you. This time around, the gangs just run up to you, and then you just put up your hands, and then the fight starts. Like,
oh, okay.
The entire area is for you to fight. And that's great when you fight against bike racks, because you can dive kick into bike racks, and because of the ragdoll physics, bike parts can fly fucking everywhere and hit all enemies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Also, one of Kiryu's like basic like combos is you can pick up a dude and fucking swing him around in a circle and fling him.
Hell yeah.
Bodies are just flying everywhere with this game. It's hilarious.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
You can charge up like your kicks and punches. You charge up your kick, you do a super drop kick, and if that's the finishing blow on someone, you just watch them go like halfway down the street. Just
love that. Love it. That sounds hilarious.
I fucking adore this series because of how campy and how silly everything outside the story is. The story's still pretty silly too because it's very soapboxy. Like the female cop is very much like, I want to hunt down all the Yakuza because they're the reason that my mom and dad are dead. But then it's revealed like, oh, I've been your father this whole time. It's that type of storytelling.
Yeah.
It's like, it wasn't really him, but me.
Right.
I am your father.
Right, totally.
And he is your brother. It's like...
And werewolves are real.
Yeah, it's a lot of like, this person is related to you.
Right.
But what I really liked with the story this time around is that it really fleshed out Kiryu. Thanks to like Kiwami for adding a little bit of stuff from Zero to help make the like narratives flow with each other. But Kiryu himself is pretty like plain. He's like, I'm ex-Yakuza, I'm out of jail, I want to beat people up because, you know...
Right, that's just me.
Yeah, this time around he's like, it's my fault that things turned to shit because of what happened with his best friend turned sworn enemy.
Right.
I want to fix this shit. I want to do right. and then it actually turns into a pretty solid romance between him and the cop.
Wow, that part of it, the Kiryu storyline, like that transformative experience, like that actually sounds legit. Like to have a hero go through a a personality change like that, really kind of makes you it personalizes them. It brings you a lot closer to them. I think that's a solid move for a game to do.
Yeah, and also seeing the relationship between him and his adopted daughter is really it's really touching to see like how much they care about each other, because like the whole first game is about protecting her. This time around, he's like, I'm her dad.
Yeah.
Like, whereas before he's like, I'm just looking after her. She's a kid.
I'm a
bodyguard. And you watch them slowly, like, bond together. This time around, he's like, don't fuck with my kid.
Right.
This is my kid.
I'm dad now.
And she's like, when my dad finds you, you're going to die.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she calls him, like, uncle in this one, but it's pretty much like...
Uncle Dad, man.
Uncle Dad.
Yeah,
Uncle
I got
Dad.
you. Is there anything like you mentioned in not Zero, but Kiwami, the first one, where it was like you were getting accosted by this boss character because you had to fight him, like
Majima? So
over again?
Majima is still in the game, but his storyline is exactly how it was in the original game. He is a boss fight, but it's a fucking good boss fight. This game takes the style of the original 2 and just amps it by 1,000,000. It makes cutscenes look so much better. I think there's only one cutscene I don't like compared to the original, and it's because of the music choice.
Oh, yeah.
And also there isn't this obnoxious cartoony stab sound.
Really?
It's silent. It's a stabbing scene. Like if for those who actually know the Yakuza series, like it's a really famous scene in the series. And it has this like really upbeat jazz song playing while Kiryu is out sitting in the rain smoking a cigarette.
Oh.
It's a really deep scene,
yeah.
And I like the music. They changed the music, so it's like this dull, drab, like cinematic, like I'm sad song.
Right.
And then when he does get stabbed, instead of it being silent, so the surprise is like, oh fuck, what just happened? You hear this big cartoony yeah, the squishy like
yeah, like a cantaloupe smushed onto somebody's head.
I fucking hate how the remake did that, but every other scene has been great. Like Majiba's like an early game boss. It's the only time you fight him, and it's so stylish when he like comes into the arena. Like you're in an arena, he sets off fireworks. He's doing a dance as he walks down.
Yeah.
When the fight begins, he does like an on-knee slide underneath Kiryu when he tries to kick him. It's so stylish and so fucking over the top. I adore this series. But then thankfully, Majima is never doing the Majima Everywhere from Kiwami.
Gotcha.
That was bad. That ruined a great character by making him like unendearing anymore.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about that last time.
Yeah, considering Zero's the first game in the series I played where he is a major protagonist, only for him to become like a non-stop boss fight. I'm like, I hate this so much.
Take something you enjoyed and just, like peppers you with it until you don't like it anymore. Yeah.
It's weird too in this game because you still level up, but you get individual stats. You get experiences, but there are 5 different experience point kinds.
Oh,
you get kind for like attacks. You get kind for specials, for vitality. It seems like it's a lot, but it's actually pretty easy to manage.
Do you get those all 5 types from doing the same things, or do you have
doing
to do
different things? So if you eat food, you'll get experience points in whatever thing that you're doing.
That's interesting.
You beat up people, you get experience points in this. You do fucking mini games, you get experience points.
Cool.
And there's a shit ton of special attacks to do. If you do missions around town, that unlocks more abilities that you can actually unlock. There's a lot of things to do. There are 2 mini games again this time around. They recycled the cabaret club from Zero in its entirety, where you're like, hey, hire hostesses and make a bunch of money by having a hostess club.
Yeah, like that mini game restaurant owner thing. Yeah.
The other one is terrible. It's an RTS where you work for Majima's construction company. And then all of the bosses you fight are fucking famous Japanese wrestlers.
Oh. Okay.
They're basically playing themselves. But it's so poorly made. Like, it's an RTS, but instead of you being able to stop time so you can actually make moves and move players around. Everything keeps moving in real time.
Oh, that's those.
It's
yeah.
a mess.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bad minigame. I don't want to get deep into it because I hated it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
But the rest of the journey is great. If you've played Zero and Kiwami, this is a great addition to the Yakuza series. I want to play the rest, but I heard that I think 3, 4, and 5 are actually being remastered and put on PS4.
Interesting. And is this is a PS exclusive?
This is a PlayStation exclusive series, but Zero and Kiwami are now on PC, so I see Kiwami 2 and 6,
Yeah.
and then 3, 4, and 5 also coming to PC.
Very cool. So if you got a PlayStation or a PC, the Yakuza series sounds like a lot of fun.
And if you've already played the other games, I mean, you've probably already gotten Kiwami 2. Kiwami 2 is a great time.
It sounds
except the construction company minigame.
right. Forget about that.
Skip that one.
But the ragdoll physics, I mean, you
so
had
funny.
me at that.
It's
I'm
funny, dude.
so into
Just
those
fucking
those
dudes
games.
flying everywhere.
Yeah.
It gets pretty glitchy too, and it just reminds me of the old days of video games when things would just get fucked up and really funny.
Yeah, you break the game and you're just like, oh boy, look at how that looks.
I love breaking the game.
Look at how that looks.
Yeah.
Batman's just falling through the floor of the city just now. That's fun to happen. Well, that's great. That sounds good. Yakuza Kiwami 2. That's what Greg did. Now we've reached the time in the show when Greg and I like to delve into the treasure trove of messages from you, which we appreciate. You can always send anything to gregslist@gmail.com. 3Gs, regslist@gmail.com. Send questions, thoughts, concerns, suggestions,
All the above.
anything.
Your credit card information.
Yeah, Social Security stuff.
That will never not be funny. Shut up.
License plate numbers.
Your mother's maiden name.
List of your fears.
Your mother's home address.
Schedules.
Your mother. In any case, okay, so I pulled up one here.
Who do we got?
I thought this was interesting just because of the headline alone.
Okay.
The sauce.
The sauce. Oh, that's the subject of the email?
The sauce.
The sauce. Okay. Interesting.
It makes me think of, like, The Stuff. Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
It's a zombie movie where people would drink this soda called The Stuff, but it was a fucking parasite and would take over your body.
Oh.
So when the main character would kill people that drank the stuff, like white ooze would like squish out of them.
Ew. I was thinking of Arby's sauce. Like,
I mean, what's the difference? I mean, the last time I ate Arby's, I had a lot of things crawling
you
inside
had
me.
the stuff? That's what you
I
had?
had the stuff.
Well,
it was coming straight out of my rectum for a good 2 weeks.
Well,
until I took some, dog pills
next
that my
time,
veterinarian gave me.
Next time, go for the curly fries. Don't order the stuff from Arby's.
I'm afraid that the curly fries were made from the same things that Rick.
They may have been. It's like when they talk about the peanut warnings in restaurants and stuff. It's like everything we cook in here has touched
may
a
not
peanut.
cause some wiggliness down there.
Right? Everything in Arby's, it has touched the stuff. So just be aware of that.
Well, we're not talking about the stuff right now. We're talking about
the sauce. That's right.
Yeah, so the sauce. Hello, Gentiles.
Hi.
Sometimes I get urges.
What?
They are strong.
Urges?
Yeah, urges.
Okay.
When they occur, I have an intense desire to eat maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
It's just so delicious, and I must suckle its glorious nectar. Do you have urges? If so, what are they, and to what lengths will you satisfy?
Okay. Who are we talking to? Who's that from?
Oh, this is from our friend Bryce.
Okay. Thank you, Bryce.
Yeah, thanks, Bryce. You didn't give
any
give
location.
An address.
Okay, that's
I'm guessing.
fine. That's
I'm
fine.
guessing he kind of wants to keep it like low key.
Probably.
Because like one of his friends may listen to it. Like, Bryce from Elgin was on the
What's-
Boxcar Buddies
what's-
talking.
What's up with your maple syrup addiction,
I
Bryce?
finally understand why you have so much Aunt Jemima in your fridge.
I thought you had some weird fetish, man.
Yeah, your Heinz ketchup bottle just has maple syrup in it. What is wrong with you?
Everything is sticky. Yeah. Bryce, good question. Thanks for the submission. Urges. First thing coming to my mind right now, I am no stranger to suckling at the nectar of some maple syrup. I have chugged some syrup before. When I was in high school,
Nice, like get a warm little cup of maple syrup
yes,
before you go to bed.
Yes, when I was in high school, there were some days that served like pancakes and a breakfast and stuff, and they gave you a cup of warm maple syrup. I would either get an extra one or just have the one, but I would hardly ever use it on my pancakes. I would just take it like a shot. I would just throw it right back.
When it's real liquidy, when it's not even sticky anymore. Well, it's
Yeah.
still sticky, but it's like more water.
Yeah, like because it goes down
It's
a
got
little
that
bit easier
syrup
that way.
skin on top of it.
The film,
Yeah.
I dislike the film. If I see the film on top, I will still probably drink it, but I might also try and like sort of wiggle it so it falls off.
Try and like scoop it off like pudding skin.
Yeah, and it just doesn't. You're just fighting with a spoon, and it like dances around. You look like such an idiot. But anyway, though, maple
that's
syrup
no different
is
than normal.
that's how I eat. So I mean, realistically,
I mean,
that's
I've seen
happening.
you with silverware. You eat very stupidly.
I do better with just my hands.
One
I
time
do.
I saw this dude grab a fork, and instead of using the pointy bit end, he used the other side to try and jam into a steak.
Yeah, and to be fair,
And he kept going, I wonder why this isn't working.
I saw someone do
As
it
he
with
used the wooden edge
I know. I
of
saw
a fucking knife.
I saw someone do it with an avocado. I thought it was going to work for the steak, and it just didn't. It didn't. I do much better with just my hands. That's why, like, I try and eat things like fried chicken. You know, like anything I can just pick it
Why he
up.
wears these latex gloves all the time.
Yeah.
Protect your fingernails.
You know, it does that, and also if I see some soup or whatever, I can just cup them. I can cup my hands in there and just
Or even better, you could just take the glove off and then fill the glove with soup.
for later.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I've
I'd
never
fill
done
mine
that.
with spaghetti.
Ooh, I haven't seen anybody do that. That's really good. This is some good thinking right here. Does it have that like little white powder on it that's inside
I mean,
latex gloves?
you can get the kind that doesn't have that.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna have.
Or
to do
you can
then.
reverse it, like so you can just
Oh yeah, the outside becomes the
so you
inside.
don't get that
sure.
filmy like chalky stuff in it.
That's
And you just
exactly.
have delicious soup.
I just don't want that on my soup. Is all. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. But to answer your question, Bryce, in terms of urges, sure. I mean, sometimes I guess like I get an.
I've got urges.
I know you have urges. Definitely.
I mean, yeah. I think I've talked about most of my urges.
Yeah, I think so too.
A lot of violent tendencies.
there's sometimes
Like that bed I broke. Like that bed that the killer whale broke.
Oh, the killer whale. That's right.
Yeah, he smashed that bed. He was so mad. He went, fuck you, freak, and he dive bombed right into that bed. Just
How does killer whale even know freak?
because, freak has to let him into the freak clinic.
Listen, what's happening right now? I'm
telling you right now, my
killer
urges.
whale? Are
I
you
gotta
the
say,
killer whale?
My urges are
To put on a luchador mask
No.
and occupy a secret
That is
identity,
not
it sounds
true.
like.
Absolutely not. No, my urge is there is this convenience store chain called Wawa back where I'm from in the land of yeah, like the goose, like that song from the Beatles. I don't need no Wawa.
Do they play that all the time at the store?
No, they play like top 40 shit or
Okay.
whatever when you walk into the door.
Typical grocery store stuff.
It's like a mini grocery store. Think 7-Eleven, but like high quality and cheap.
Ooh,
That's how I describe Wawa. Wawa is everywhere in Pennsylvania.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
I feel like saying Wawa in a sentence, it makes it hard to say ours.
Stop talking shit about Wawa.
Everywhere.
Wawa is amazing. They have their own brand of milk and iced teas.
Ooh.
And they also have like a little mini deli so you can get sandwiches. But the thing that I
Okay.
always craved when I still lived back home and I could like get foods, they had these little heat lamps. And under them were either already pre-made like sausage sandwiches, like pepperoni sandwiches, typical like I need to grab lunch and go to work real quick.
Sure, yeah.
Beneath that were cheese-filled soft pretzels.
Whoa.
And there were 4 different kinds. You could get cheddar cheese, jalapeno, pizza, or cream cheese.
I would get a pizza, I'd tell you that.
I
right now.
would eat maybe 3 or 4 of those pretzels every other day.
Wow.
I would dive bomb into those. Like, I remember me and my friends would get out of high school and we're fucking hungry.
Yeah.
We had 2 choices. We would either go to the small shop called Joe's, like super seedy, hole in the wall, like griddle place. Mm-hmm. You get a cheesesteak or you get a hoagie. Like their griddle has not been cleaned in like 50 years.
Classic.
It is classic greasy hole.
Health code violation, stuff like that.
Fucking mega cheap. Foot-long cheesesteak would cost like $6.
Oh my god.
So we would either go there if we were really hungry for sandwiches,
Uh-huh.
or we'd go to Wawa if we wanted like garbage.
Yeah.
If we wanted Not we could still get hoagies at Wawa. The hoagies there are tight,
Wawa hoagies.
but I wanted them goddamn.
Stuffed pretzels.
I
It
wanted
sounds
them
like
pretzels.
Yeah.
I could charge through them. They're so good.
Yeah, actually, the urge. Now that you mention it, I know we were like joking about Arby's before, but like when I was younger, I ate so much Arby's, and every time I went to an Arby's, which again, really, really liked them. They have these loaded baked potato bites. They're these little
Oh yeah.
deep fried triangles, just stuffed with like mashed potato stuff in there, like little fake bacon bit thingies, and you just
Like the
this-
salad kind, like
Yeah,
that fucking like
yeah.
like
Bacos,
like the devil's dick
Bacos.
colored fucking bacon bits.
Oh, that's a better urge. That I actually have.
What, the devil's dick?
No,
Is that what you're craving?
No, Bacos. Like
Is that what they're called?
Like like the shitty bacon bits? Like
They're called
just
Bacos?
Bacos. Yeah, they're these little flecks of like bacon colored stuff.
Bacos, senor.
No, get away from my Bacos.
I've been hiding my Bacos under my bed.
This is my whole life right here.
Yeah, no, Bacos. As an urge to answer your question, Bryce, aside from the maple syrup, I have chugged so many bacon bits in my day, different brands of
Wow.
them. But like my grandma, even to this day, almost always has a stash of like Bacos in a cabinet.
for ya?
And when I go to grandma's house, I open that cabinet and it's like 10 at night, and I just shoot sodium right into my system, man.
How far would you be willing to go for a Bacos right now?
Right now,
What would you be willing to do for a Bacos? Because I know what I'd be willing to do.
what would you be willing to do?
Probably pile drive some dude's face into the concrete. I mean, punch him real hard with my metal hand.
You are kill a whale.
No,
aren't
I am
you?
not.
You are.
Uh-uh.
I think you are. Hey, your pocket square's a luchador mask.
No, it's not!
Yes, it is.
It is not!
You're kill a whale.
I am not!
This is.
Nope.
I should have known
I am
last.
not.
I should have known it last
No.
week when you said he was
Uh-uh.
one armed and he had sharp teeth.
No,
I should have known it then.
It's just a coincidence. He just happens to be the world's greatest wrestler.
why the
With the
facade?
most physique body,
Why the facade?
washboard-like abs,
Does he?
tight ass,
I haven't seen any.
strong fucking elbow, metal hand. I mean, strong hand with a glove.
This sounds like a very heterosexual friendship you've got going
He's
on
a cool
here.
dude. He's the coolest dude, and I love him in a spectator sport way. And I am in no way associated with him other than friendship.
I got it. So you're not kill a whale, and the luchador mask as your pocket square.
I just found it.
Okay.
I just found it. It was lying around. I mean, look how abandoned this place has been.
I suppose it works. I thought it was a pocket square.
You are really pushing some kind of like conspiracy theory going on, thinking that I'm some kind of like luchador.
I'm not pushing anything. All I'm doing is picking up the little breadcrumbs that have been laid before me from last week into now.
I see
and
no
they've led
breadcrumbs.
me to this.
I see the floor has been completely licked clean because
I ate
licked
them.
it.
Yeah, I ate the breadcrumbs because I thought they were Bacos. That is exactly why I consume them.
So that's how far you're willing to go for the
I would
Bacos?
pick up something off of a licked floor and put it in my mouth when I thought it was a Baco. Yeah, that's how far I'd
I'd
go.
put someone in a suplex hold and crash them into the ground for more cheese pretzels.
I would elbow somebody in the face if they were holding a thing of Bacos and like the light was shining on it in such a great way and stuff. I would totally elbow them right in the jaw and grab it and book it out of there.
I'd give them the chair for a cheesy pretzel.
The electric chair?
No, like the chair, like a folding chair.
Oh, over the back.
That
Yeah,
the killer
sure.
whale uses to crash.
Sure, classic
into.
wrestler move. Yeah,
He goes.
That makes sense.
He goes. Here comes the killer crash, and then he smashes the chair right into their faces. It's really amazing.
Sounds like he's good
You
at what
should
he
see a
does.
show. It looks really good.
Well, now I'm going to have to because I want
Yeah.
to see both of you in the same room separately. So
Yeah, it will be there. No problems.
okay, that sounds awesome. I hope that answers your question, Bryce. That was really great submission. I'm going to have to think more on these urges because, those are interesting. Another one, actually, I do like to jump into bodies of water. I have a hard time. I'm kind of like a dog, like when you like open the back seat of a car and I just like see the water, I'll just run at it. And
Well,
just
you
throw
better
myself
not
into
before
it.
we go to the ball, man, because we just got those freshly bleached clothes.
Oh, they're done. They're done, actually. Here.
Oh, thank
That's
God.
great. Oh, hot. There we go.
Hot potato, hot potato.
Warm stuff. Ooh, okay. Let's air it out just a bit, and then we get that sweet feeling of. Let's get that sweet feeling of putting on the warm pants out of the dryer. Oh, that's nice.
I think my jacket's a little too tight. I think it's a little too stiff.
Yeah, that's really not closing at all. Oh, here, let me... Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, my...
flat. That thing is totally flat. It's rigid. Too much bleach, do you think?
I think too much starch. I feel like that kid from A Christmas Story. I'm just T-posing right now.
He can't put his arms down, everybody.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Hey, Don.
Hey. What?
Did you know that Jesus had a huge dick?
No.
Because he was hung like this.
Oh, a religious joke. Yay. No, that is, you do look, you're cross-posing right now. Well, what are we going to do? Are you going to wear that to the ball?
Hell yeah. You know what? We're going to use this as an intimidation practice.
Sure. Do you think they're going to get tired like that? Like
Actually, the arms are keeping it, like, pretty up.
So
like,
you feel...
I feel like I'm on, like, a clothy, very hot armrest.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go
it sucks
for it
for
then.
my hands because, like, they're kind of just, like, dangling. They look weird.
Well, you got a scarecrow thing going on, but it's not terrible. I mean, people know what we're going on. We're probably still going to be the best dressed dudes there, and you've got that dope pocket square. The cummerbund works. Your shirt's good.
Yep.
All this is good, and the shoes. Let's not forget about the shoes.
I know this is the first time I've worn shoes in months,
and they're matching, like actual matching shoes. This is all good.
It was really easy to get them.
I think we're both ready to go here. I can actually button mine. I got the top hat going. I'm ready to get some hors d'oeuvres and ball it up. Let's go. Let's be ballers.
Yeah,
you want to?
Let's be ballers.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the ball.
Starring Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Maybe we can
only
do that
on
too.
HBO.
What? I've never watched them. Do you think like they do a lot of dancing? There's got to be like.
I thought it was just about like teabagging. Like they just like they
ballers.
Just like the Rock punching dudes and then going like, "Can you smell what the Rock's cooking?" And then he's pressing his taint right into someone's face,
grinding it onto their mouth. Yeah, and
it's that for an hour. Just watching him grind right into some person's face.
HBO, they'll make anything into a show, man. They really will. It's interesting. Well, yeah. Anyway, Greg and I are off to go be ballers. Just a quick reminder: Yakuza Kiwami 2. Check that out. And if you're in the mood for comedy, give a look to Tom Segura's specials, the 3 on Netflix. He's got 5 total. Any one of them is worth your time. Check them out.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Greg and I are going to go be ballers. No taints on anyone's faces that we're aware of at the moment. Night could go in different places, though. Either way, thank you for checking in. We'll check you next week.
Everything you just heard was not real, but a falsehood. A made-up trip through a phantasmagoric forest. Breathe.